What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So firstly, apologies for lack of uploads over the last few weeks. It's been fairly hectic in my normal 9 to 5 job, planning for the wedding, the house, honeymoon, going on my stag this Friday, to name but a few, so it's been fairly full on. So again, apologies for the lack of uploads. But in today's video, I want to give you a quick update on what I've invested in or put money into over the last 2 weeks. We'll go through each of these, everything from real estate to my growth portfolio, dividend portfolio, crypto, etc. Can I just give you a brief update on what I've invested in over the last few weeks and my plans going forward as we kind of go back into normality and more regular uploads from next week onwards. So with all that being said, let's get straight into today's video. Probably a good place to start is my pretty brief Excel here, where we have a 0 to 1 million euro net worth goal within a 5-year plan, which we discussed in prior videos, which I'll link in the description below. But we can see here in column B, which is my 8 current investment vehicles overall that I plan to get to this 1 million euro net worth. So we'll go through these very briefly. We'll go through each of my brokers, etc. Kind of give a brief update on the amount in column C and how close we are towards our 1 million goal, and we have a percentage tracker here as well. Now we can see, first of all, before we go into this, that we can see in column D we have a 2022 target, all the amounts I want to hit before the end of this year, which will keep us on track to get to this 1 million euro net worth in 5 years. Now, also a new feature I've added to this Excel. Again, it's nothing amazing, but again, it will look back on, it'll be very interesting to see over the next few months and years. I have a progress tabs here along the bottom. I have my main progress tab, everything then from real estate, dividends, growth portfolios, etc. at the bottom here as well, which will track month by month how it's performing and how it grows over time. So again, if we do reach that 1 million net worth, it'll be very interesting to look back and see where the majority of that money came from in terms of growth and how it kind of increased over time. But now, first of all, let's talk about my real estate portfolio. So in terms of real estate, we can see here an old picture of the development a few months back at this stage. Now I am due to make an updated video probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks on this house, hence why I'm going to just use the old picture, and you can see the difference when I upload the new pictures and even some videos as well in that video. But again, over the last 2 weeks, we deposited another 22,000 euro in cash. Now again, it's worth emphasizing it's cash and our own capital. It's not like a mortgage or loan, etc. So again, that brings up to about 50,640-ish euro and a few change there as well. So again, we have 120,000 target to hit this year. So we're still lacking about 69,356. Again, the majority of this money is already in different savings accounts as well, but we are yet to pay it. But for now, in terms of right this moment, we have about 50,640 euro invested. And again, as mentioned, we put 22,000 of that in only a few days ago as well. So I'm really looking forward to bumping this up and getting as much capital or cash in here as possible, which means you'll have to get a smaller mortgage, which means over time you'll have to pay back less interest in terms of mortgage repayments. We can now see that 50,640 euro already brings us up to 5% or 5.064% of our overall target of 1 million net worth, which again will be handy, and it'll be no surprise that probably the majority of that 1 million will probably be coming from real estate, or a large bulk of it anyway, probably about 30 or 40, maybe even 50% depending. We'll see down the line. But again, that's where we're standing right now with that. Now again, we're going to look through my dividend, growth, crypto, etc. portfolios next. Now I have put small amounts of capital in here over the last 2 weeks, probably very small amounts, that is, the dollar cost average where I see fit. Now we'll see in a few seconds that a lot of these portfolios have gone down even further, in particular dividends, which is actually a good sign as a long-term investor. It just means you get more opportunities to invest further. But again, as we'll discuss in a few seconds, because the last few weeks have been fairly hectic and I'm going to Amsterdam this Friday, I'm going to wait until next week to start dollar cost averaging it even more. Now I have a fairly large cash sum on the sideline ready to take advantage here, because a lot of my stocks, which we'll see in a few seconds, are in the red, which again, as a long-term investor, is actually good news. So let's start with my dividend portfolio, which is on Trading 212, where we have 50 dividend stocks across all 11 sectors in the market. Now again, we won't go into detail why I have 50, that's for another video when we go through this in detail. But for now, we have about 777 euro invested, down about 0.28%, or about 2 euro, which again is peanuts, I know. But again, long term, this poses great opportunities to dollar cost average. Now, over the past few weeks, probably the last 2 weeks that is, I probably invested a further 100 to 150 euro here to dollar cost average across all different sectors, because there has been stocks in all of these 11 sectors in the red. So again, by investing further within these stocks that are down, it brings down my overall average cost, which in the long term, when there becomes a bit of a bull run again, I'll be actually getting more profits because my overall average cost will be less. Now, just one of the main reasons why I like to have stocks in all different sectors and be fully diversified is because different sectors react differently to different market conditions, which I always say. For example, here we can see energy is up 52.87%. In comparison, let's say materials is down 9%. So obviously I won't be touching that energy pie at all because it's up so much. I'll just leave it as is and ride, and eventually it will have to come down a bit, which then I'll take advantage. But I'll be focusing on these kind of stocks here, or sectors that are currently in the red, such as materials, industrials, real estate, etc. Now again, real estate is definitely one I want to be fairly bullish on because I'm very interested in those stocks. But again, it kind of just shows the importance of diversifying across all different sectors. Now, over the next few weeks, as discussed going forward, I do want to get this overall portfolio value up to a minimum of €1,000. It's a nice round number, and it kind of gives a good base or framework to build upon. So again, once I'm back from my stag next week, I probably will be putting another €250 to €300 in here to bring that up to the €1,000 value, and definitely to dollar cost average into a lot of these stocks that are in the red. We can now see that at €777 brings up to about 5.142%. So again, it only kind of scratches the surface here. But again, we want €5,000 invested here overall by the end of the year. Again, as mentioned, I want this up to 1,000 in the next few weeks, which will then leave us about €4,000 and change to build upon over the next 10 or so months, which I believe is very doable. So next we'll have a look at my growth portfolio and ETF and crypto portfolios. So for my growth portfolio, we use eToro here, and we currently have 10 stocks, predominantly, let's say, tech stocks and innovation stocks, which is no surprise in the growth portfolio, I suppose. But again, we can see at the bottom, we have about $368 allocated, down about $8.18. Again, that's mainly due to the top one here, Facebook or Meta Platforms, which again dropped down about 25% only a few weeks ago. It has recovered about 6% or so, and it's currently still down 19.38%. But definitely going forward, when I am investing further, just like my dividends in the next few weeks, I'll be definitely putting a lot more capital here to drive down my average cost. Another one that's in the red here is Tesla, down 0.83%. Now I have realized over the last few weeks this jumps a lot. Sometimes I log in, it could be down 6%, and I log back in the next day and it's up 6%. So I do really want to have cash at the ready here to take advantage when it does drop next. Another one that's in the red here is Alphabet, Class A or Google. Again, it's down just under 1%. But in between all those as well, we have a lot of green stocks such as Amazon, we have Apple, we have Disney up 8.7%, Paddy Power or Flutter Entertainment here as well, is all in the green, and we'll have a look down below now with my other few stocks within this portfolio as well. And the bottom three stocks are in finance and tech. We have Microsoft, which is again pretty much break even, up 0.3%, MasterCard is up 7.6%, which I'm happy with, and Visa is pretty much similar, just under 7.5% in the green as well, which I'm very happy with. But again, going forward in terms of my plan over the next few weeks, I will be leaving these ones in the green ride, and definitely I'll be focused on the likes of Facebook or Meta Platforms, as it's currently down about 20%. So I'll probably be putting the majority of my growth portfolio allocation into that stock and kind of sprinkle the rest around the others that are currently in the red. But I'm quite happy with how this portfolio is doing, although it is down $8 at the moment. Again, that's only because of Facebook is down 25% only a few weeks back. But over time, I'm really optimistic about this portfolio, and I'm really interested to see it's going to outperform my dividend portfolio as well. Now, because the remaining investment vehicles here pretty much don't have their own detail here, because there isn't a lot involved yet within these investment vehicles, so we just do them all at once here. ETFs are currently still at a big fat zero. Again, we can see down below we have about €316.64 from YouTube. So again, I was planning on putting that capital into the S&P 500 just instead of having it sitting in a bank account, make the money work. But again, the reason we haven't done that yet is because I'm still looking for a broker that I actually want to use. I don't want to use my other ones, such as Train 212, eToro, etc., because I want to keep all of these separate. I think it's a lot cleaner and it's pretty much more effective, I believe, in terms of protecting your capital, just in case anything happened within any of those accounts. So that's why I want to keep it separate. But for now, it's currently zero, but I am planning on putting that 300 and so euro into the S&P 500. Again, just to keep the money working instead of just having it kind of stagnate and go down in value due to inflation. So that's my kind of mentality there. We have about €135 or so. Actually, let's go to about 140 in crypto, all in Bitcoin. Again, I know it's absolutely pittance, But again, I just wanted to start off with a very small amount of capital within crypto just to get some exposure there. We can see here in column D, we do want to have about €1,000 target here by the end of the year, which leaves us about €160 and change to make up, which again is very easily done. So again, once there is a bit of a dip in Bitcoin over the next few weeks, which obviously it's very volatile, so there will definitely be dips, I will probably buy another €100 or so, maybe even 135, and just double my investment here. Again, I have capital on the sideline just like you do for growth and dividends to take advantage here when it does dip. So again, patience is certainly key here as a long-term investor, just to wait for the right opportunities to take advantage. You're never going to be able to time the market perfectly, but again, you can give it a fairly good stab at that as well. So that's kind of where we're at. In terms of other business, we have €1,300 at the moment here. Now, there's actually a lot more capital that was included here, but I am using that for separate things outside of investing. Again, I'll make a video down the line, and that's why I have it called other business at the moment, because I kind of keep that separate for now, because I don't want to make that kind of public information at the moment, but we'll keep that for now. And then in terms of general savings and assets, as mentioned in prior videos, we're going to leave that as to be decided, mainly because we have a lot of capital here at the moment. Both the main differences here, I will be using a lot of this capital in the likes of real estate, etc., for the wedding, honeymoon, STAG, etc. as well. So that's why I'm going to keep it as to be decided until the dust settles and all of those events are complete. So then we'll have a more realistic amount there. Like, there's no point in me saying, oh, there's €100,000 here, when essentially a lot of that money will be taken out. So I want to give it a kind of a fair overall realistic amount in there. So that'll probably be at the end of the year when we're actually going to include this amount at the bottom. But overall now, I'm pretty happy where we're at. We have about 5.35% on my overall target to get to the 1 million net worth. Now this is probably the third or fourth month of this challenge, so definitely we're on track. I am hoping to get all these targets met by the end of the year. Again, I do believe all of these will be easily, well, not easily, but they'll definitely all be met. So I'm looking forward to keeping you all updated along the way as well. And hopefully we learn a lot of lessons together and through the ups and downs of this roller coaster of a journey to get to the 1 million net worth. And I'm really looking forward to looking back over the coming years to look back at these kind of older videos to see if we did make it or not, and kind of see where we were at a certain point. So I'm really looking forward to keeping you all in the loop here as well as we try to get to that €1 million net worth. So as I said, I'm off to Amsterdam on Friday. I'll be back home on Sunday. Probably need a few days to recover, but once I do, we'll definitely be back into making more regular videos. Again, my normal job is fairly busy at the moment, so I will be hoping to have maybe 2 to 3 videos every single week. We can kind of decide what days would suit our viewers best. We can make a poll on that as well. But for now, that's where we stand. I'm looking forward to coming back next week and starting to make regular videos again. So thanks very much if you made it this far. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you all when I'm back next week for more videos.